relationship to money. Money is energy. It's not good or bad, and it's not even anything physical. It is simply an exchange of value. Today we're talking about the spirituality of money and the thoughts that are standing in your way that are keeping you from receiving the type of prosperity that you desire in order to live your most authentic life to the fullest. You deserve to receive the type of money that is going to allow you to leave the impact that you want to create in this world. That's going to allow you to live an extraordinary life and to share all of that beautiful light inside of you that's going to create a higher vibration on our planet. And so today we're going to be talking about 4 different tools that I use in order to create an empowering relationship with money. When I first realized, so I've had a really shitty relationship with money for over 10 years. And when I first realized that it was my mindset that was the main thing that was getting in the way of keeping me from the prosperity that I desired, it just seemed too simple, too good to be true. But in reality, it's really difficult to constantly be aware of your mindset and consciously, every time that you fall into negative thoughts, bring yourself back to the type of a mindset that is really going to truly create all of the desires that you have financially. So the first step, the first tool that I use is decluttering. And what this means is that it's shining a light and taking a look on all of your internal blockages, your thoughts, your fears, your internal sabotages, and the things that are keeping you internally from truly living that financial life that you want to see. So for example, let's say your life, you grew up and you heard that money was greedy. Or you went out to dinner one time and you went to pay for the bill and you weren't sure if your card was going to get declined or not. And maybe it did get declined. Or you were in school when you were a kid and someone called you stupid. All of these create energetic cords, and they stay with you and develop the relationships that you have with money, with people, with experiences, with anything in your life. All of those internal blockages really form the basis for the current reality that you're living in today. So it's really important to be able to shine a light on what is going on internally that might be blocking me from what I desire. And so the first step is to create a list. So sit down, and I mean, this can be a 5-page list. Sit down and write down, starting from when you were a baby, all the way up till today, all of the thoughts and memories that you have that are associated with money. So any type of feeling or memory experience that you had that leaves some form of an energetic vibration or an emotion with you. And then you begin to write that down. And this is a list that is going to go on and on and on, because as you go deeper and deeper into this journey, you're going to start to see those coming up. I'll give you an example. Shopping was a really big one for me. When I was younger, I used to just spend without thinking and shop all the time. And so when I got to a certain age, I was so afraid that I had this spending problem that I completely stopped shopping altogether. And when I was starting to create my decluttering list, I had gone to the store and I was afraid to start to buy things. So we'll get into this a little bit later, but part of what the work that you're going to be doing is an incremental upgrade in your life. And so when I went to make that incremental upgrade and upgrade my closet, which hadn't been changed in like 5 years, I had a lot of fears pop up. And I had to realize that this was something that I needed to add to my decluttering list, because this was an old fear that was living inside of me that I don't know how to handle money, or I'm an overspender. So I had to really add this to my list. And then once I faced that fear and went shopping and realized that it's actually not who I am, I was able to remove that and kind of cut the cords from that emotional attachment. So you'll notice as you're going through your list and writing down all the things that you're decluttering, different experiences from the past might start to pop up. It's kind of like when you get a facial and then all of a sudden the pimples start to pop out. It's kind of bringing all of that toxic blockages and internal thoughts to the surface so that you can receive them. So as you're going through this process and things start to pop up into your life, just kind of take a look and stand at them and say like, I see you. I know why you're coming up. And I know that this is not me just falling back into those old patterns, but instead shining awareness on what I'm ready to release. So after you start to create your list, the next step is forgiveness. Forgiveness is a huge, huge piece of the puzzle. So start to go through one by one and use the mantra. And this is a mantra I learned from Denise Duffield Thomas. And it is, I forgive you, I love you, thank you, and I'm sorry. And it doesn't need to be in any order. But I like to take it a little bit further. And so say that you have something on your list and you're thinking about it. Close your eyes and have a conversation with that thought or that emotion or that blockage. So you close your eyes and you start to begin to talk to it and say, I forgive you for ... I love you and I know that you were only trying to keep me safe. And now I'm sorry that I treated you that way and then I spoke to myself so unkindly. And now I love you, I forgive you, thank you, I'm sorry. So to start to have whatever that internal dialogue is for you, you start to create that and then all of a sudden you'll begin to feel that emotion leaving from your body. So forgiveness is a huge piece of the puzzle when creating your decluttering list. The next tool that I use is rewriting your story. So it's really important once you start to begin to shine awareness on all the blockages that are living internally. It's really important to make sure that your internal story, your internal thoughts match your desired outcome. They need to align with your goal. And if they're not in alignment, then you're going to be blocking yourself from what you desire. So for example, if you desire to make $20,000 a month, and internally you're thinking, I haven't been able to do it any other month before this, I'm obviously going to fail again. I'm not worthy, no one values me. Whatever that internal story is, those thoughts that might be going on inside, you have to make sure that they're in alignment with what it is that your goal is. So you could be spending all day writing your affirmations down, leaving Post-its all over the house, using manifestation, visualization, doing all these things for your desired goal. But if your internal story is saying something completely different on the inside, you're going to be continuously blocking yourself from what you desire. So the next step is to get a piece of paper and just begin to write down your internal story. So think about what your goal is with money and then begin to write down what are the thoughts that are really going on inside of your mind. And after you do that, the next step is to be able to release them. So you can do cord cutting for this, or you can just kind of close your eyes and sit with that emotion. And imagine that it is leaving your body. And just kind of feel yourself giving in and surrendering to releasing it. Maybe you want to say, just simply, I no longer have space in my body for XXX, and I release you. Thank you for your service. I appreciate all the lessons that you have taught me, but I no longer need you in my life. I'm ready for the next step. My time is now. I'm ready to grow. And so go through your list and just start to rewrite your story based on releasing. You're going to just release all of the things that you wrote down. And then the next step is to actually rewrite. And so after you've released everything, you're going to go back to your list and take a look. And you're going to say that your one thing is money is greedy. And so maybe you rewrite that line to say, money has the power for me to give to the charities that I care about, or money has the power to allow me to do my work and service in the world. It has the power to allow me to take my family out to dinner. So start to think about a way that you can shift whatever that story is into something that's positive. Maybe it is, I failed every single time in the past, so I'm obviously going to fail again this month. And maybe that shifts from, because I have experienced this so many times in the past, I've learned and I've grown, and now I'm ready to truly step into the prosperity that I desire because I have already learned, and now I've released my old story and I'm ready to grow. So you're going to sit there and just kind of go through your old story one by one, line by line, and just rewrite it to what it is that you desire now. And then the next piece of that is to receive. So just kind of closing your eyes, looking at your paper, and just allowing yourself to receive all the new things that you are calling into your life. So just imagine and physically embody that you've already received this. Because a big piece of the puzzle is that if you want to be successful and you're just thinking, I'll be successful when? That's not how it works. You have to really start to embody now what it is that you want to call into your life. So if you want $20,000, you need to feel like that money is already there. If you close your eyes and say, I love myself and I have everything I need right now, you want to be able to feel that. You don't want to feel like you still are going to need more, because then you're always going to start to cultivate that message out to the universe that you need, as opposed to you already have. And if you send out that message that you already have, then the universe is just going to be like, oh, okay, you're happy with what you have. Let me keep sending you more of that, as opposed to I need, and the universe continues to send you I need, I need, I need. So the next step after rewriting your story and receiving, the next tool are your habits. And this is one of my absolute favorite tools, abundance tracking. So abundance tracking, when you see a penny on the floor, do you kind of just walk by and think, oh, that's just a penny? Or do you kind of pick it up, kiss it, do a happy dance, and feel so incredibly excited that you just found a penny? So I invite you to begin to track everything that comes into your life, whether that is a penny that you find on the floor, change that you find, a check that you receive in the mail, a new client, anything that comes in your life, begin to track. So what is measured grows. And the more and more that you begin to track and appreciate what's already in your life, you're sending out a message to the universe saying, yes, I love this. Please send me more. But if you walk by that penny on the floor and think, oh, that's nothing, that's not enough, the universe is thinking, well, you want money. I'm sending you money. And obviously, I guess that's not what you really want, because you just said you didn't want that. So you have to have this feeling of gratitude and appreciation for everything that comes into your life and allow that to grow. So it's kind of like building a really strong foundation for you to grow and incrementally, slowly, day by day, add on and get to the level where you desire to be. So a good way to do this is you can keep a sheet. Denise Duffield has an app. It's called Lucky Bitch. I can include the link on the bottom of here, and it's a great way to track what comes into your life, or you can keep just a spreadsheet or a journal, and every time that you receive any form of money, so whether that is physical money or someone takes you out to eat, you track either the physical money that came into you or the value, and you just continue to feel that gratitude for everything that comes into your life, because you're going to see that grow. The more and more that you embody that feeling of gratitude and that you have everything that you need and that you feel prosperous and rich, the more that is going to continue to come into your life. With creating an empowering relationship with money, start to have fun with this. Allow it to be this adventure, this game that excites you and that is not something that stresses you. So when you close your eyes and when you think about money, do you feel like lack, stress, debt, bills, Or are you feeling inspired and alive and excited and feeling like money is always going to be there for you? So another really amazing habit is to really tap into your core values and to make sure that you are continuously showing up and living by that. So I suggest taking out a piece of paper and just writing down, what are my core values that I want to have in my relationship with money? And if you're not familiar with your core values, an example is you might want to always make sure that you can trust that money's going to show up for you, that you are supported by money. Maybe you want to experience making money through exciting adventures and doing the things that light you up in your business. So that could be a core value. Another core value could be that money is fun and that you're not stressed out when you're making money, or you don't get burnt out. So it's stress-free. So make a list of the way that you want to experience your relationship. These are the core values, the foundation for every time that maybe your mindset shifts and you feel yourself falling into lack or worrying about money. You can come back and remind yourself, oh, right, I don't want to have a stressful relationship with money. I want to be excited by it, and I want to trust that money is going to show up. So I'm not going to worry about the outcome or the future or my expectations. I know that money is going to be there for me because it's a core value. And that's a great mindset shifting tool that can bring you quickly from a place of worry and lack, which is going to block your ultimate goal, right? Because living in that mindset is not going to create the desired goal of having more money come into your life. It's going to be that same mindset that has kept you blocked in the past. So being able to shift out of that mindset, because it happens, right? Something happens, something goes wrong, and we find ourselves stressing about money. And that's just life. That's the way that it goes. But it's not what happens. It's how quickly you can bring yourself from that space back into a space of love and excitement and trust and feeling like you are prosperous and wealthy and rich and successful and all the ways that you want to feel. So make a list of the core values that you want to experience in your relationship with money. And then use this as a habit. Anytime you find yourself acting out of alignment with those values, bring yourself back. And another one of my favorite habits is writing down your goals every single day. So write down your goals every day, because that's going to get you in that mindset of being excited. It's going to remind you what it is that you want. It's bringing you back into that space of believing in yourself and having that confidence that it's happening. So the more and more that you write your goals, the more you're putting it out into the universe, the more you're imprinting that into your life and into your mind and into your brain. So coming up with any forms of habits that work for you to be able to surround yourself with your goals and creating this beautiful relationship with money is what is going to start to inundate your life with the type of ways that you need to show up day in and day out. Because when you're creating a big dream in your life, a big goal, it's not so much necessarily that things happen in a lightning strike overnight. It's the way we show up day in and day out. It's one step after the other, and keeping that mindset and that relationship with what we desire that creates the results. And so our final tool today is defining your philosophy for your relationship with money. What are the ways that you associate money? So for me personally, I had a lot of patriarchal wounds around money. I had come from an industry where I found money to be really greedy. When I closed my eyes and thought about money, I just pictured this green piece of paper, and it felt ugly and not exciting. And so I started to shift my mindset around the way that I view money and that I experience it. Creating, instead of this linear experience, creating almost like a dance and a beautiful flow where what I put out, and whether it be financially or through the services that I offer, knowing that that dance and that circular motion is always going to come back to me. So money is always going to be in this beautiful flow. I also like to picture an infinity sign when I think about money. So instead of the dollar sign, I think about that flow as an infinity sign, always kind of flowing towards me, maybe from the visions that I have in my crown chakra, moving down into my heart center, and then eventually down into my root chakra where it comes into life. And that beautiful flow just continues. And one of, I think, the most important things that I did was I bought a money tree. And I watered it. I watered it and watched it grow and filled it with so much love. So every time I closed my eyes, instead of picturing that ugly form of just a piece of paper that didn't make me feel good, I started to picture a money tree, and I started to picture all of the adventures that I wanted to have, the surf trips I wanted to take, the people I wanted to bring out to dinner, the charities and the organizations and the causes I wanted to support, the impact I wanted to leave on the world, and what this money could do for me in order to be able to rise up into a higher version of me and be able to serve on a much bigger level. So for this, I suggest writing a list of all the ways that you want to experience money. Maybe pick, say, a number, right? Maybe it's 50,000, 100,000, whatever that, or $1 million, whatever it is to you, and think about all the ways that you would spend that money. And then every time you start to think about money, you can start to, instead of thinking about maybe bills or lack or worry or fear, you can start to associate it with all of these beautiful ways that it actually is, right? Because what we create and project in our minds is the way that we're going to experience something. So if the way that money is actually going to show up for you is going to be a beautiful adventure or sharing and giving and taking care of people, then when you think about money, feel that, because that's going to fill your body up with the emotions and the vibrations that you want to experience in your life. And so those are the 4 tools that I really use in changing and creating such an empowering relationship with money. They're the tools I've used in my life that have made such an incredible difference, from going from a constant state of lack and worry and fear to living a prosperous life where I do have the money to allow me to live my most authentic life to the fullest, where I feel successful and empowered. And so I hope these tools have helped you today. If you have any questions, just leave a comment. Make sure that you subscribe and like this channel below if you want to keep having more amazing free content and inspiring videos like this. I love you. I hope you have a beautiful day, and bye. Go fall in love with money. Bye.